What's going on, everybody? My name's Darby Weiss. This is the Iron Emporium Rolls In Show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Darby Weiss. This is the Iron Emporium. Welcome back. I'm so glad to be here. It's been a wild, year? It's been a year since I've done a full-length podcast, so we're getting back in the saddle. Today's probably going to be a little bit rough. I'm getting it uploaded later than usual. But anyway, I just want to go over a few things before we really get started and kind of just give you a brief overview on getting back in the saddle, really. You know, this is kind of me breaking the ice with you guys again, kind of reintroducing myself, reintroducing the new studio. As you can see, I've got my new office. It's pretty much all set up. Actually, literally right now, Nikki is next door in her office working on the last piece of decor for this room, and it'll kind of go up on the wall behind me. So that'll be really cool. It's a cool little project that she's been working on. Anyway, so let's just start from the very beginning. All right. Last December, I recorded I think it was the last weekend of November. I recorded my very last full-length podcast, and it was me shutting down the studio. I was shutting down the house in North Carolina. We were packing everything up, and that was the last opportunity I got. Now, between then and now, I was able to do a few of my daily drive videos. I was able to do a few of my other videos that I do on a pretty normal basis. And, you know, I didn't realize how much tempo this podcast created for my every week. I knew that I would put this podcast out. I knew I would put this video out. And I would have other stuff after that as well. What I didn't realize is not doing this was going to be, I don't want to say detrimental to anything, but it was definitely going to be harder to balance kind of that work-life balance, you know what I mean? So on top of that, I got a new job when we moved down here to Florida. A big part of why, what's become so difficult is the new job. That's fine. It happens. Jobs are a part of life. We have to have them. There's no way around that. But I'm now in a place. I've been there a year, and I've got ways now that I can, balance everything out a little bit better and make life a little bit better for me and to make all the other things in my world possible. So anyway, enough with all that. So let's move on to the real nitty gritty. So moved into the new house. That took a year. It took almost exactly a year. We started construction in January or February. We bought our lot and everything like that, got everything started. We finally moved in the week before Thanksgiving. And you're like, bro, what the hell, man? It's been, a month since you moved in. Why are we just now getting one? Well, there's a few reasons for that. One, we had the holidays were wild. We had people in and out. We had a bunch of stuff going on. I also needed time to get everything set up, get myself back in the right frame of mind. And there was just a lot of stuff going on. And you know what? I'm not beholden to anybody. What I am beholden to is myself. So that's why we're back today. So today is kind of day one, starting over. And I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to get the opportunity to start over like this. Where do we go from here? It's hard. It's as you can see, I'm in my new office. It's a beautiful space. It's smaller than the old office that I had in North Carolina, but I'm also not sharing it with anybody. This is 100% my space. I can have my things, do my stuff in here, and part of that is setting up all my equipment. Since the last podcast, since the last time I recorded anything, a lot of stuff has changed. So of course, I've still got the same mix deck. I've still got the same mic, because that's all brand new equipment. The next thing to get will definitely be a new mic stand because the one that I've got was like a hella cheap one off Amazon, and it's brutal. It's so old and beat up. It's been through, you know, like 5 moves or something like that now, so it's time for it to go. I'll get a new one eventually, one that's a little bit more stable. But other than that, I've got a beautiful new monitor that I'm working off of. It's gorgeous. It's a nice 34-inch curve. It's my baby. I've got a second monitor to use up top. You know, I've got everything mounted to the wall. I've got my wife got me 2 beautiful actual like near field studio monitor speakers. So I've got all that set up. And man, I tell you what, it is absolutely awesome working. I've been messing with some stuff, getting some stuff set up, and man, it has been awesome getting to work in this new space. So anyway, and you know, a lot of that is because I want to do this. You know, I invested a lot of money. My wife's invested a lot of money into this, and I want to do that because I thoroughly enjoy it. So anyway, enough with all that. So what's going to happen from here on out? All right, so I've got some new stuff coming up. I've got some new stuff in the works. One of those things is going to be, as you can see, I'm not center screen. If you're watching this on video, I'm not center screen on the video anymore, and there's a few reasons for that. But the main reason is because I'm going to be actually hosting a few people. So this is going to start out real small. You know, I'm gonna start with a couple of my good buddies and I'm not doing them at the same time. No, I'm gonna have one on one weekend, one on the next weekend. We're gonna get that stuff worked out. You know, I have to work with their schedule. I have to work with my schedule. You know, it won't be every time too. I won't always have somebody on, but I'm going to try and have them on. I mean, definitely more than once. That's going to be a big thing for me. But yeah, that's all coming. You know, and it's 2 guys from 2 different points in my Marine Corps career that I'm good friends with both of them. They're both incredibly motivated. They're both incredibly driven. Both of them are big-time gym guys. And this is really going to be a good opportunity for other people to hear their voices, because, you know, I may have been the, you know, quote-unquote leadership position when we're in the Marine Corps, but man, it doesn't matter if you're in the leadership position or not. If you're not learning from somebody, you're doing it wrong. So, you know, it'll be a good opportunity for them to kind of talk a little bit, and I've got some stuff I want to talk to them about. I've got whole shows written out for what, you know, that for when I get them on stuff. I've got questions for days to ask. All right, and I just want to get their insight. So check that out. Be ready for that. It's definitely coming in the near future. So keep your eye out for that. What else is going to be changing? So a few other little odds and ends. I'm going to be doing some different stuff with video. Hopefully I'm going to start getting, I'm trying to get a second camera set up so I can do kind of 2 angles and just, you know, alternate back and forth. I really do, so when I put all this together, I do very minimal video editing. Like, there's almost none, if I'm really quite honest. It is like 0 video editing. It's me smashing together the things I need to get and then laying it into the video and being done. It's super simple and super fast, and I do that because I don't care too much about the video side of it. It really is just about the message. So anyway, enough with all that. So am I actually going to do some podcast stuff today? Yeah, absolutely. So let's jump right into it then. So, alright, about 4 months ago now, about 4 months ago now, 4 or 5, somewhere right in there, I broke my hand. I was at work doing you know, some repair work on a truck, and I had a for lack of a better term, we'll call it a hammer. All right, it was a huge clamp. Fell and did some serious damage to my hand, my thumb. So that sucked. I was out of the gym. I had to cut that because I couldn't. I was in a whole brace and everything up my left arm. I couldn't do anything with it. So I was out of luck. I was out of the gym for a while, and that was hard. That was really hard. And then we moved out of the little, you know, essentially apartment that we were staying in. I healed, And I was like, all right, well, it's time to start going back to the gym. But the problem was, I canceled my gym membership, not because I broke my hand. Whatever. I could have just put it on hold. But I canceled it because we were moving from Fort Walton Beach, where we lived in this little quote-unquote apartment, to all the way out here to Freeport. And if you don't know the area, it's about an hour different. It's about an hour drive, give or take, 10 minutes or so. So it was not practical for me to drive all the way to Fort Walton Beach to go to the gym anymore. So I had to wait for our move to finish. So I canceled it after I broke my hand, and that was hard. And then it was like, okay, now we move, and now I'm waiting again to actually start at the gym, because there was no. I mean, there was a gym here, but I'd been in it a couple of times, and it was small. It was kind of janky. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't cool. It wasn't fancy. And it was a fine gym. It would have sufficed for what I needed. I can make do with very little. But there were some people that the company that my wife works for, they were building a gym in the area. They've got another one in Crestview, Florida, and the Flex Fitness guys decided, hey, Freeport's a good market, let's build a gym. So they built a gym, and because the company that my wife works for did work for them, I felt like it was only right for me to wait to go to a gym until they opened theirs. And that's what I did. So I waited until they opened their gym, and I got a membership there. And let me tell you what, if you're ever in the Freeport area and you need a gym to go to, the guys at Flex Fitness, the staff is awesome. Two, the gym, though it's not super stocked yet, it's brand new, it just opened. They're willing to get stuff. When we need new stuff, they'll get it. When we need different things, they'll get what we need. But it's beautiful. It's clean. They've done a good job. It's basically in a warehouse, so it's awesome. And I love that. But what hit me was they weren't trying to gouge you on price, which was big for me. We're in a state in our economy where saving money is huge, right? So I got a good deal on gym membership for both me and Nikki. So we both have gym membership. We both go to the gym, And it was getting back to it was hard. I'm gonna come right out and say it. Getting back into the gym, man, it was fucking difficult. So this morning, Sunday morning, right, as I'm recording this, I woke up, or the dogs woke me up rather, and I came in here into my office. I let them outside. I had the cats with me, and I was like, do I want to stop for just a minute and get dressed and go to the gym? And then I saw my couch back there. The couch is sitting right behind me. And I sat my ass down on that couch with a blanket over me, like a cape. And I turned on YouTube, sitting here in front of my computer. And then I laid down. And then I fell asleep, and I slept for like 30 more minutes. Then I woke up in a panic, in a straight panic, because I hadn't gone to the gym. It's Sunday morning. I had nothing to do. I had nothing but time, and yet I failed to get my ass up and get to the gym. But man, it was hard, It was hard to force myself to get up and go, because I didn't want to. I didn't want to because I had gotten so comfortable in the last 3 or 4 months of really not working out. I'd gotten so comfortable with just spending my weekends doing fucking whatever. Going back to work, I'm like, oh, I work hard. Yeah, I do work hard. I work with my hands. I'm in a blue collar field. I get it. It's hard work. But man, it's like, do I want to go? Do I want to go to the gym? Or do I want to stay at home, be comfortable, watch YouTube, dick around? And then you know what? It was switching between videos. And a motivational, like a gym video came on. It's just one of those in my feed that came up. I was like, oh shit. Whoops, CT Fletcher just started yelling at me. And I said, it's time to go. So I got up real quiet, like trying to be like a mouse, right? And I'm 300 pounds. Being like a mouse isn't easy for me. I went into the bedroom. Nicole's still passed out in the bed, and I'm like trying to go around and get my clothes, I took my toothbrush and everything, and came into the guest bedroom, or the guest bathroom, rather. Brushed my teeth, got ready for the day, and left and went to the gym. And man, let me tell you what, I had an awesome workout. It was great. Getting back, forcing myself to go, and that's what I want to talk about today, you know. So I've got my gym book, right? And when I'm working out, I listen to music, you know, do whatever. And just do my thing, right? Well, when I'm working out, I think about, you know, motivation. I think about this podcast. And for the last year, so I filled up my old book. I used to have one of these old, if you've ever been in the Marine Corps, or you know what a green monster is, you know what it is, right? It's the old green monster, like log book that they used at the duty desk, right? And that was my gym book. I tracked all my workouts in it. Well, now I've got this nice little black leather number, and I love this thing. But today I was sitting there, and I was thinking about, you know, a lot of different things. I was listening to C.T. Fletcher talk, and you know, he's just an animal. I was in the gym by myself on a Sunday morning on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, right? And a lot of what was being said was really resonating. Because one of the things that I was listening to in the C.T. Fletcher interview, well, I lifted back today, was don't be built on sand. Because when the heavy cold winds blow, it'll blow your foundation out from under you. And I think that that's important. Don't be built on, don't make your foundation weak. Don't be weak at your core, at the base, at what you stand on, right? I work in the concrete industry. You know, I got out of the Marine Corps, went to work for Verizon selling cell phones for a little while, couldn't hack it at that, and now I'm in the concrete industry. I build the foundation, right? I'm a part of the creation of the foundation of people's homes. If we don't do our job right, their home will crumble, right? Don't be built on sand. Don't be weak. Don't let the core of your existence be weak and soft. Don't let, when the strong wind blows, be able to withstand the turmoil, be able to withstand the destruction that it can cause, be able to withstand the chaos. That's what it comes down to, be able to withstand the chaos. Don't be built on sand. I think that's important. When he said that, it was like, man, don't be built on sand. What the fuck does that mean? But that it hit me. I knew exactly what that meant. Not being built on sand doesn't mean don't be weak. It doesn't mean don't be, you know, don't be malleable. Be malleable. Be able to flux and fit into your situation. Or at least be willing to fit into that situation until you can reshape it. But it means don't be soft. And I'm so tired of it, man. I'm so tired of people being so fucking soft all the time. You see it day in and day out. People are all around you and they're soft. You see people walking around the mall. So here in Florida, right, it's beautiful weather like 99% of the time. And you see these dudes walk around and they're soft, they're weak. There's nothing to them. They're fucking boards. They have no definition. And you know what? What's sad about the whole thing is society says that that's okay, that's what you want. Who the fuck wants that? Alright, and maybe this is just me. And maybe this is just my attitude. And maybe that's wrong. Maybe it is wrong. Maybe that's not the way to think about it. But who the fuck wants to be so beta? So able to be kicked around? What the fuck? Hell no. Stand up. Stand strong. But so often, and you see it, and you know, I'm not one of those people who think, oh yeah, you gotta be a bodybuilder. No, it's not for everybody, and I don't want everybody to do it. Not because I don't think everybody can, but because a lot of people just can't. And a lot of people that can't shouldn't. And that's okay. I'm not saying that you need to go out and get your gym membership. I mean, I am. Go out, get your fucking gym membership, get hard. But what I'm saying is you don't need to sit there with hunched shoulders, head down, walking like, it's okay. No. Square shoulders, chest out, head up. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Jocko Willett. Said his biggest pet peeve. I don't remember if it was Jocko or not. Anyway, one of these guys I listened to said his biggest pet peeve is when you see young men, right? And I'm 30. I'm a young dude still, right? But you see these young men in their late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, and they walk around like they're a whipped dog. And I was like, man, I hate that. I mean, sure, from time to time, I don't feel very confident. From time to time, I don't feel very good about myself. But you know what? I'm not ever going to sit there, my head down, my shoulders slumped. Sit in the background. It's okay. No, it's okay. No, hell no. Because I'm not a doormat. That's what I'm saying. Don't be a doormat. Right? Don't be built on sand. Be malleable. Be able to fit in your situation. Be flexible enough to make it work until you can reshape that situation. It's like water, right? And this is stupid. This is going to sound stupid. But you know what? Just hear me out, right? Hear me out. So, if you're like water can fit into any container, right? But if you're flowing, if you're moving, you're going to erode that container until you spill out of it. Look at the Grand Canyon, right? The Grand Canyon is a fucking river that over millions of years has flowed through that area and has carved out a huge canyon, the grandest of canyons. I wonder why they call it that, right? It's carved out this gully that is, I mean, it's incredible. And it was done with water. Water is an amazing thing, because what happens when you sit there and you're malleable enough to fit into the container that society needs you to be in, at least for a little while, or that your life, let's say that, right? Not society, because fuck society, right? You stand different, you stand apart, you stand tall. But society as a whole, that's one thing. It's your life, maybe the situation you're in, maybe the situation I've been in for the last year, where for the last year I've been in flux, constant flux. Things have been changing, things have been moving, I haven't been able to do the things I want to do, so I had to reshape my life a little bit. I was malleable enough to not be obstinate and say, I need to do it my way or no way. I was malleable enough. I let things happen the way they needed to happen, and now guess what? The water has sat in the container and has sloshed around and has eroded that container, and now we can flow out and do everything else that I want to do. And you know what? That's what I'm doing. And that's what you need to do. Stop being so unsubstantial. Stop being unsubstantial. Start being malleable. Be flexible. Adapt to your situation. But when you can rebuild, refocus the situation, then move on. It's like combat, right? Or it's really like anything. You look for that prime opportunity, and when that prime opportunity presents itself, you take it. You don't sit there and dick around. When that situation presents itself, when the enemy ducks down to reload, or when they turn tail and run because you've held out long enough, you take that initiative and you move on the objective. And that's what this is all about, moving on the objective. Now I can move on the objective. My objective is to have weekly podcasts back out. My objective is to have my guests on is to be able to present this in a way that is accessible. Man, I've got some big things in the work. I emailed Spotify to try and get my podcast that I do by myself in my freaking office in my home up on Spotify, a multinational company that hosts thousands of podcasts. Will I get any views on it? Nah, probably not. Do I care? No, absolutely not. It's for me, it's bragging rights to say I'm on Spotify. I want that. So what am I doing? I'm moving tactically. I'm taking advantage of situations when they present themselves. So that way, when the situation aligns, and I'm not waiting for the stars to align here. No. So I was waiting for the stars to align. I would have waited till Spotify reps contacted me. They're not going to do that. They don't give a shit about me. They don't give a shit about the Iron Emporium podcast. What? No. What they care about is the fact that I went to them, gotten an email, they're looking into some things, they're going to send me the welcome aboard package. Cool. Got it. We're working towards an objective. I waited till the opportunity presented itself when I knew I had everything here set up. And now that I've got everything set up, everything's good, I have established my base, and it is not built on sand. It is solid. I've gotten all the fundamentals down, and now I can move forward with something I've always wanted to do. And that's what I'm telling you to do. All right. Perfect example. Let's say you want to start going to the gym, right? So what do? Do a bunch of research. Do a bunch of internet searches. Yeah. Figure out what gym you want to go to. Yeah. Figure out all the little details, all the little minute details. That's what most people do because they're so worried about the minute details, and they think that if they keep searching for something, they can find a way to talk themselves out of it. Look at the big picture, right? Build your fundamentals. Know what gym you want to go to. Know what you're getting, not even necessarily what you're getting into, but have a goal in mind. Have a goal in mind. Do you want to go to lose weight? Do you want to go to be strong? Do you want to go to get that Instagram physique? What do you want to do? What's your goal? What is the objective? What is the end goal? What is the end goal for you? Have that. Know what gym you're going to go to. And have a general idea of, hey, I can't eat all the junk food in the world. I have to have a decent diet. I have to have a decent exercise routine. Maybe you've gone on bodybuilding.com and paid whatever astronomical amount of money they want you to pay to get their bodybuilding routine. That's fine. That's some fundamentals. That will get you started. That's enough to get started. Now just go. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for your horoscope to say, the Pisces can go to the gym this week. No. Just go and do it. Just go and attack it. Attack that goal. You've gotten the fundamentals down. You're not built on sand. Don't build your foundation on something that will wash away. That's what it comes right down to. Build your foundation on something that is solid, that is substantial, that you know when the storm rages around you, the house won't fall down. That's what it comes down to. And you know what? So this was something I wrote down while I was sitting there between sets, right? I'm going to read it word for word as I wrote it down. Maybe you're missing something in your life. Maybe it's drive, or maybe it's a reason to be driven. Here's an idea. Stop looking around you. Stop looking around you for a reason. And make yourself the reason. Let me read that one more time. Maybe you're missing something in your life. Maybe it's drive. Or maybe it's a reason to be driven. Stop looking around you for a reason and make yourself the reason. I can't think of any one single better reason to do something than do it because you want it done. You are a good enough reason to do X, Y, or Z. You are a good enough reason to go to the gym today. You are a good enough reason to start a new workout routine, to start a new diet, to start a new exercise regimen, to start a new job. You are a good enough reason. I talk a lot of times on this show. I've talked about it before, and I'll talk about it 1,000 more times until I'm done. Your life, I'm married, right? And what I do affects my wife. That much is known. That much is evident. What I do affects my wife. But also what I do, or what I don't do, affects both of us as well. If I don't go to the gym, I'm miserable. I'm angry. I'm lazy. So I have to be selfish for at least an hour a day, 7 days a week, and go to the gym. Because guess what? It makes life better for both of us. But it's something that I need, that I want. I'm driven for that. I'm driven to succeed for myself. And I'm not making any money at the gym. I'm not in the gym lifting with sponsors and all kinds of cool stuff. But if you want to sponsor me, hey, look, shoot your boy an email. I'm not in the gym for any reason other than self-preservation. Because I need it. And you need to do something for you. There's no other reason than for you to do it. Alright? Maybe it's starting a new job. Starting jobs is stressful, believe me. I went through a huge career change when I came to Florida. My wife's been through too. And it has been stressful. Let me tell you what, it has been brutal. Brutally stressful. Because she went from being a full-time student, getting her degree in accounting. She worked at a coffee shop. It was terrible for her. It was hard for her. She didn't like it. She didn't enjoy it. Alright, cool. Moved on from that. What'd she do next? Well, nothing. For a little while she was unemployed. Well, then she started her business. And her business took off. Man, let me tell you what, business was booming. And you know what? We had to close that down because guess what? Now we're moving. So now we move. We move, you know, like 800 something miles away. I don't know, a long way. We came back to Florida. She's from here. She's from Fort Walton Beach. And you know what? We had some good resources. We had some great resources. Got into my job and I was good. I was set. That was the kind of work I wanted to do. It was working with my hands. It was physical, early mornings, late nights kind of thing. It was brutal work. My wife got into a job, and you know what? I'm not going to talk bad about it. But it wasn't for her. She struggled through the first couple of months and would come home at the end of the day miserable. Just miserable. Just beat down, sad, hurting. Like, alright. We can't do this anymore. We can't do this. It was too... The work wasn't even stressful, but it was the toll it took on her mentally and emotionally was just destroying. And the reason I tell this story is because it'll apply. I'm going to wrap it here in a minute. So I told her, if you want to find a new job, find a new job. It doesn't matter. We can live off of what I make. We could easily live off of my income alone. We did it before, we'll do it again. Right? She didn't want to do that because she didn't want to go. She knew it was stressful. She put in an application in place was hard. So, but she started. She got in there. She started. She knew that it was good for her. And then she got this job she's working now. Way outside of her wheelhouse. Let me tell you what. She's in kind of the construction industry. She's never done anything like this in her life. And switching jobs was so stressful, and I understand completely how she feels. So hard on her. But now she's thriving. She's taken that job and made it her own. And you know what? She's become better for it. And that's what I'm telling you. if my beloved wife can go through that kind of stressful situation, she doesn't do stress very well. She can go through that kind of a stressful situation to make her life better for her. It doesn't make any difference to me. I'm not the one going to her job every day. But she did it for her. She changed her life for her. Not for me. Not for the dogs. Not for the cats. For me. For her. Because she was in a bad place and needed to change that. If you're in a bad place, change it. Be malleable to the situation, but carve through it like the Grand Canyon. It's so frustrating for me to watch people suffer when I know that there's so many ways that they could get around it, get out of it, grow in themselves, and they just don't go forth and do great things. Do something for yourself, right? And if that means going and getting a gym membership, guess what? Go get a gym membership. If that means going back to school, go back to school. If that means going and getting a new job, and it's scary because you might not make as much money or something might happen, you know what? Take the risk. Stop being a doormat and take the risk. You're not here. You're not in this world, on this earth, in this life to be walked on. You're here to walk. You're here to make a change. And you're here to succeed and thrive. No longer just surviving. Stop going through your day every day surviving and start thriving. My wife was surviving at this old job. She did it for like 3 months and couldn't do it because she was wilting. She was just falling apart. And now she switched. She took the risk, switched jobs, and guess what? Now she is thriving. She's made it her own, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of excellence that all of us should be striving for every day. Right back here on the wall. My wife made that sign for me like 3 years ago, and it goes with me everywhere. She asked if I wanted to get rid of that. We unpacked it when we moved in the new house, and she said, "I don't know if you still wanted this." Well, what the fuck? Of course I still want that. It's my favorite thing in this room. And it says the worst thing I could ever be is the same as everybody else. I'd hate that. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I would hate to be the same as everybody else. You should hate the idea of being the same as everybody else, being pigeonholed into some bullshit, because that's what social media, or that's what influencers, or that's what who the fuck ever, your parents, your grandparents, your spouses, pigeonholed you into. Stand apart. This kind of stuff, if you couldn't tell, gets me really heated, because I'm so sick and tired of people just allowing themselves to be put where society wants them. And I'm not saying go out and burn down buildings because that's what you want to do. That's illegal. What I'm saying is create something for yourself and put yourself into a positive place where you can thrive. Stop fucking surviving and start fucking thriving. I hate seeing people suffer because they're too afraid. Stop being afraid. God damn it. Just stop. I get it. It's hard. It's scary to change things in your life. It's hard and it's scary to do things differently than you've always done it before. But why are you doing things always the same? Clearly it's not netting you any results. It's just like going to the gym. If you do the same thing for 10 years straight, yeah, you might see some changes over time. But I guarantee if you went in there one day and said, you know what, let's change the routine. Let's not do chest on Monday. Mind fucking blown. And that might be blasphemous, sure. But you know what? You might see some results from that. Don't do chest on Monday. Do legs. Do shoulders. Wait till the end of the week. Change the routine. Change it up. Muscle confusion is what keeps you growing in the gym. It's one of the big things, one of the big fundamentals that Arnold Schwarzenegger talked about. Confuse the muscle, right? Working hard and varying your routine. Alright, how many of you, I am guilty of this, how many of you, like every week, like, okay, so let's say it's Friday, right? And you have one of 3 choices. You're going to go out to eat. You go out to one of 3 places, right? I am super guilty of this. I hate change because I hate to be disappointed when I go to a restaurant and it's fucking terrible. But how many of you go to the same, like, 3 restaurants? Branch out a little bit. My wife said when we moved out here, and we've been trying to do good about it. I mean, there's not a whole lot of stuff out here anyway. But when we moved out here, we made a pact. We said we're not going to eat at the same goddamn restaurants we always eat at. We're going to start trying new things, going new places. And you know what we have? It's been hard for me. Because I don't like doing that. It's outside of my comfort zone. But it doesn't matter. I wanted to try something new, and that's what we're doing. And that's what you need to do. It doesn't matter if it's scary. Stop being so afraid. Don't build your foundation in the sand, because it can be washed away. That's where I'm going to wrap it up today, alright? I've got a lot of big things coming. I appreciate you watching. If you watch this all the way to the end, if you listen to it all the way to the end, I appreciate every single one of you. Alright? It's been a year since I've done this. We're going to get back into it. There's going to be weekly uploads again. Like I said, at the beginning, I've got some big things coming where we're going to have guests on. We'll be able to talk to them. Hopefully someday I can guest on somebody else's show. That would be great. That would be dope. That's my dream in life. To be a motivational speaker where I can go and talk to other people and get paid to do it. For all things aside, I've got some big things planned for this podcast. I've got a couple guests. I'm trying to get some stuff worked out so I can just sync them up and we're off to the races. So we're going to try some stuff out. I'm going to work a little bit on that on my end before I even get them involved. They're looking forward to it, so that'll be really cool. The other thing I mentioned during my rant was Spotify. So I've been talking to the people at Spotify to get this show, The Iron Emporium, put on Spotify. So hopefully that'll be a thing here very, very soon. I need to work out some technical details on my side, and they're getting some technical details on their side. They're getting me some information, stuff I need to do, guidelines, because there are guidelines for, funny enough, I mean, as wild as Spotify is, there are some actual guidelines, and I get that. I will absolutely, this is one of the things I'm talking about, be malleable, be willing to conform to some things. Now, sure, I'm not going to sacrifice the fundamentals that this show is built on, which is me being angry, and me swearing, and me being angry. That's pretty much what this show is built on, right? That's about it. So, I mean, that's my whole personality anyway, so I'm fairly about as deep as a plate of cereal. But definitely check that out. So I'll keep everybody up to date. I shut down the Patreon last year, earlier last year, and that will not be restarted. I decided to shut that down because I didn't want to take from people and not give them enough in return. And I don't honestly have enough time in the day to create enough content to make it worth it to people. So yeah, that's not going to be a thing. I'm going to keep uploading to YouTube. The videos will be uploaded to YouTube. I may upload them to Twitch as well, put them on my Twitch page. I think so. I have been streaming a little bit on Twitch, just playing some random ass games, and I think I'm going to do that a lot more. I'm going to try and stream at least once a week on Twitch, so if you're interested in watching me over there, pretty much get wrecked at everything I play when it's multiplayer. That's what's going to happen. Otherwise, I'll be playing just some single player, Elite Dangerous, No Man's Sky, stuff like that, Witcher. So keep an eye out for that stuff. If you're interested in that, I'll keep that up on my Facebook. Yeah, other than that, that's about it for the day. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate this. I'm going to get this all edited together, put everything together, get the video formatted correctly, because right now it's not correct. But I'll get everything put up, upload it to YouTube, and definitely check it out when it's done. Thank you all so much for being here. Remember to, like, subscribe, all that shit that YouTube wants you to do. Please do that. It helps me out. It helps the channel grow. Share this out a little bit. It helps me grow a lot that way. I'm gonna get a new mic stand. I promise. I'll stop. Well, one, I just need to move the damn thing so I stop running into it. But yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Remember, stay motivated. Stay hungry for more. All right. Thanks. Have a good one.